Hi, tonight mealtime on Millie is in Salt Lake City as we pass through to San Francisco. And for dinner tonight we're having white pizza or, anything you want to throw on a flatbread to make a dinner. This is a real quick meal, super easy. Just grab some naan bread and throw some toppings on. Sometimes I make it with pesto on the base, but today we're just doing olive oil and garlic, and since I forgot to pick up fresh garlic, we're gonna have to resort to the canned stuff. Since we got our new truck, we went from Salt Lake down to Grand Prairie, Texas, and in Texas Mark had a little bit of a nightmare. I got us about 100 miles Grand Prairie, Texas, and then he took over. He was going to pick up our next load once he dropped that one, and we would be headed back to Denver, about 750 miles. I figured he'd get us to the Colorado border by the time he woke me up. Well, not so much. When I woke up, he had had a very, very bad day. We were only 100 miles outside of Dallas, about the same place that I turned the truck over to him. So what had happened while I slept? Well, he dropped off the load, then drove down to pick up the next load. The Qualcomm screwed up and gave him bad directions, so he ended up on roads he didn't want to be on. Once he got to the destination to pick up the load, they told him the empty needs to go in another lot down the street, and gave him a handwritten map to get there. So he navigates to that super small lot with trailers packed in really tight, manages to get the trailer into a parking spot, drives back to the original destination, goes in to get his paperwork. All the other drivers there got their paperwork right away and took off. They were still printing his. He sat for 20 minutes, got his paperwork, and then went out to get the load. Well, our instructions tell us we have to put straps on the load. So he opened up the back, and it was packed to the very, very, very back, all the way to the top, all the way to both sides. And there was no way to hook a strap in because you couldn't get to the little hook things on the side walls. He told the man, and the man said, "No, you have to. The paperwork says you have to." And so he told Mark he had to unload the back section of the truck far enough back that he could put straps on. It was really hot and really humid, and Mark started doing that, and then after he had taken down a few of the block boxes from one side, he's sweating, hot, balancing on the last 4 inches of the back of the trailer, and then he just said to the man, "I am not doing this. I am not getting paid to do this, and I'm pretty sure OSHA would have a problem with me doing this. If you need to unpack it to put straps on, you need to back it up to one of your docks and have them do it." They argued back and forth for a little bit, and then finally the man said, "Fine, I'll do it." And so he started unloading the rest of the back boxes so Mark could put straps on. While he was doing that, Mark was inspecting the trailer and found that the trailer was missing the mud flap. And not only was it missing the mud flap, it was missing the metal bracket that the mud flap sits on. Once the man finally got it emptied enough, Mark put the straps on. The man refilled the back section, and Mark could finally close the thing up and get back on the road, except for you can't really ride without a mud flap. So he headed down to the shop to have that fixed, and when he got there, he got the runaround again. First guy said, "You gotta talk to that guy," and then he went and talked to the other guy, and that guy said, "You have to talk to that guy," and then he went and talked to the other guy, and he said, "Tall man, you have to talk to the tall man," which is the first man that Mark talked to. Anyways, after getting the runaround, they finally gave him a bay to pull into, and he sat in the truck for another 45 minutes while they welded a mud flap bar on and repaired the mud flap. By the time he got on the road, it was well after 3:30 in the afternoon, Dallas time. I made a quick bowl of spaghetti and took over and got us up to Denver just in time to drop our load first thing in the morning. From there, he picked up the next load again, and I went back to sleep, hoping he was going to have a much better day. Fortunately, he did. Moral of the story is know when you're getting pushed around and know how to throw around the words like OSHA. Okay, so our 3 cheese pizzas all put together. We're just going to cook it up here, and dinner will be served. Next stop, San Francisco. see you tomorrow, and thank you for riding with us. Bye.